G'day everyone, it's D26 and welcome to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's complex, often misunderstood, and incredibly important to discuss with an open mind and a respectful heart. We're going to be exploring some specific rules and interpretations within certain Islamic cultures that shape the lives of many Muslim women. Let's get into it. Let's start with Halala marriage. In some interpretations of Islamic law, if a man divorces his wife with triple talaq, it's irrevocable. To remarry, the woman must first marry and divorce another man. Only then can she remarry her original husband. Next up, let's talk about something that might seem a world away for many of us who take it for granted. Women being banned from attending soccer matches in stadiums. This has been a significant issue in certain countries, most notably Iran and historically Saudi Arabia. For passionate female football fans in these regions, it's been a long and frustrating battle. Imagine the biggest sport in the world, the roar of the crowd, the excitement of a live game, and being told you can't be a part of it simply because of your gender. It's a powerful form of exclusion from a major public and cultural event. The reasons given for these bans often revolve around interpretations of religious principles concerning gender segregation and modesty. Let's delve into the rules surrounding marriage, specifically for Muslim women wanting to marry non-Muslim men. In many interpretations of Islamic law, this is generally prohibited. Muslim men can marry Christians and Jews, but not vice versa. The reasoning often centers on the religious upbringing of children. Chapter 4. Behind the Wheel. The long road to driving for women. Imagine not being able to drive a car simply because of your gender. For decades, this was the reality for women in Saudi Arabia. The ban was lifted in June 2018, celebrated worldwide. It's a stark example of curtailed freedoms. Chapter 5. The scent of a woman perfume prohibitions in public. Here's one that might surprise you. A prohibition for women on wearing perfume in public. Now, this isn't a universally enforced rule across all Muslim cultures, but it's a teaching that exists within certain conservative interpretations of Islam. The idea is that a woman's fragrance, if worn overtly in public spaces where men are present, could be seen as a form of adornment that might attract undue attention from men who are not her mahram, a close male relative with whom marriage is forbidden. Chapter 6. Journeys under escort. Restrictions on traveling alone. Let's talk about travel, something many of us associate with freedom and adventure. However, for some Muslim women in certain countries or adhering to particular interpretations, traveling alone is not a straightforward option. There are rules that may require a woman to be accompanied by a mahram, a male guardian, such as her husband, father, brother, or adult son, especially for journeys that are considered long distance or for international travel. This can significantly impact a woman's autonomy and her ability to move freely for education, work, or personal reasons. Chapter 7. The Fabric of Faith. Strict dress codes and modesty. One of the most visible aspects concerning Muslim women is the dress code, often referred to as hijab. The concept of modest dress in Islam encompasses much more than just the hijab. Women are often expected to wear loose-fitting clothing that covers the entire body. Common garments include the hijab, abaya, niqab, and burqa. Quranic verses call on believers to guard their modesty and for women to draw their outer garments over themselves. Chapter 8. Sharing a husband. Limited recourse against polygamy. Polygamy, specifically polygyny, is a practice permitted in Islam, with the Quran allowing a man to marry up to 4 wives, provided he can treat them all with justice and equality. This is a topic that often sparks a lot of discussion, and for many, raises questions about fairness and women's rights within marriage. While it's a religious permission, the way it's practiced, and the recourse available to women in such situations, can vary significantly across different cultures and legal systems. The Quranic verse that permits polygyny, Surah An-Nisa 4:3, also includes a crucial condition. But if you fear that you will not be just, then marry only one. Chapter 9, the unplucked brow, eyebrow shaping and divine creation. This next rule might seem quite specific and perhaps even minor to some, but it touches upon ideas of beauty, adornment, and what is considered altering God's creation. We're talking about the prohibition in some Islamic teachings on plucking or shaping eyebrows. This practice, known as unnams in Arabic, is considered sinful by certain scholars, particularly for unmarried women, or if done for the purpose of attracting non-Mahram men. Let's turn to a matter of significant financial and social implication: inheritance laws. Under traditional interpretations of Islamic inheritance laws, often referred to as Sharia-based inheritance, women typically receive a share that is half that of their male counterparts, who are of the same relational degree to the deceased. For example, a daughter might inherit half of what a son inherits. This is a rule that has profound consequences for women's economic standing and financial independence, and it's a subject of considerable debate and calls for reform. The rationale most commonly provided for this disparity is rooted in the traditional understanding of financial responsibilities within an Islamic family structure. Another area where gender distinctions arise in some interpretations of Islamic law is in the realm of legal testimony. In certain specific legal contexts, particularly concerning financial transactions or contracts, the testimony of one man is considered equivalent to the testimony of two women. This rule, often referred to as the two women for one man standard in testimony, has been a source of significant controversy and debate, with many arguing it undermines women's credibility and equality before the law. The primary textual basis for this rule is a verse in the Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter 2, verse 282, which discusses the witnessing of debt agreements. The verse states, "And bring to witness two witnesses from among your men." Muslim women in some Islamic countries face unique employment challenges due to restrictions. These include needing male guardian approval for jobs and being barred from certain professions. Such restrictions limit career choices and economic independence. Traditional gender roles often see men as providers and women as homemakers. Concerns include women mixing with non-Mahram men and working late hours. Let's explore the realm of artistic expression, specifically public singing and dancing by women. In some conservative Muslim societies, women are discouraged from singing or dancing in public, especially if non-Mahram men are present. These activities are considered immodest and potentially provocative, leading to fitna, social disruption. The reasoning often relates to modesty and the idea that a woman's voice or movements can attract unwanted attention. We've touched on this a bit already, but it deserves its own focus. The restrictions many Muslim women face regarding interactions with non-Mahram men. A non-Mahram is essentially any man with whom a woman could theoretically marry. So, anyone outside her close family circle like father, brothers, sons, uncles, etc. In many conservative Islamic interpretations, unnecessary or overly familiar interaction between unrelated men and women is discouraged or even forbidden to prevent situations that could lead to temptation, impropriety, or suspicion. The concept behind this is often referred to as sad al-dara'i, or blocking the means to sin. The idea is that by limiting casual interaction, society can better prevent illicit relationships, protect women's honor, and maintain clear social boundaries. Finally, let's look at the participation of Muslim women in sports and physical activities. While Islam generally encourages maintaining good health and physical fitness for both men and women, some interpretations and cultural norms in certain Islamic communities place restrictions on women's involvement in sports. These limitations often arise from concerns about modesty, gender mixing, and adherence to traditional gender roles, particularly when it comes to public or mixed-gender sporting events. The concerns typically revolve around several aspects. Firstly, the attire required for many sports might be seen as conflicting with Islamic modesty guidelines for women, which often call for loose-fitting clothing that covers most of the body. Well, there you have it. A look at 15 rules and interpretations that can shape the lives of Muslim women in various parts of the world and in different communities. It's been quite a journey through some complex and, at times, confronting topics. My main hope, as we wrap this up, is that it sparked some thought, and perhaps a desire to understand the sheer diversity of human experience a little better. Thanks for joining me, D26, on this exploration.